arguably, I shouldn't even say arguably. I'm pretty sure. Is this all show of hands? Favorite segment for all of us? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, fair. That's what I thought. Player of the day, rookie of the day, drive of the day here on Cover One Football Weekly for Week 6. I am one of your three hosts, Anthony Prohaska, joined by Kendall Mirsky, joined by Russell Brown, as we do a little segment version of the show this week. Instead of doing the full live episode, I had to course correct some things in real life combined with some things from the network. So thus, here we are. If you enjoy this segment, this episode, please check out our recaps on 3 very important games here in Week 6. The Buffalo Bills versus the Kansas City Chiefs, the New York Jets versus the Green Bay Packers, and the New York Giants versus the Baltimore Ravens. Major takeaways, what to take away, why, hows and whys, scheme, structure, talking ball, all that kind of stuff at a team level, on a league level, on a football level. But now we focus really on an individual level as we go to our first segment of this segment, our player of the day. Kendall, we'll start with you on this one. Who got your player of the day for Week 6?
I went with Jamar Chase.
Ooh.
I was thinking about going with Joe Burrow, but I went with Jamar Chase just because of, I don't know, the kind of ways that he bailed out Burrow, it seemed like. He had 7 catches for 10 targets, or excuse me, 7 catches on 10
7
targets.
catches for 10 targets?
I know, right? Pretty backwards world we're living in.
Wild.
132 yards and 2 touchdowns, including the game-winning touchdown. Plenty of yards after catch and yards after first contact specifically. He was breaking a lot of tackles, forcing a lot of missed tackles. I mean, on that second touchdown in particular, the game-winning touchdown, came on a stop route at the sticks, and then he just fights through the first tackle, and then just 49 yards explodes into the end zone.
The explosion just to change the angle and get up the sideline. I was like, well, he's going to get tackled. And then I was like, nope.
No, he's gone. And then on top of that, I mean, so many tough contested grabs by Jamar Chase in this game, including some critical, like, quick slants for first downs. Like, it's nothing crazy. I mean, we've talked about this. A lot of people have talked about this. The Bengals offense isn't all that, like, unpredictable. It's rather predictable. You kind of know what's coming. And there were a lot of times on those third downs when you could kind of see the quick slant was coming and the Saints were all over it. They were literally draped all over him. He still gets the catch, still fights through contact and fights for a first down. And then even on top of that, the skinny post for his touchdown, just fighting through contact on that route. Perfectly placed ball by Burrow, but he hauls it in through contact. So even when he wasn't creating much separation for Burrow trusted that Chase would come down with the tough grab on various occasions throughout the game. Obviously, the stat total, but also the meaning that he had on the outcome of the game was a lot to kind of push it over the edge for me to give Chase the player of the day.
Yeah, he bailed out Burrow a bunch and was that outlet for him in a game that they were down in the majority of that game against the Saints. And then he has, again, that game winner, what proves to be the game winner at the end, which is just like talent and ability all on display as he catches what should be just like a simple first down and just houses it and changes the game in the blink of an eye. Very interesting. Russ, what do you got for your player of the day?
Well, this is a player and really a team that we haven't talked about all too much, but that's Matt Ryan as my player of the day.
Mine too.
I like it.
Is it really?
Guys.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
No, that's great. I love it. Well played.
I like this.
I mean, we're talking 58 pass attempts, 42 completions, 389 passing yards. He had 3 touchdowns. Played terribly a few weeks ago against the Jaguars, had 3 interceptions in that game, and that was with Jonathan Taylor and Hines in that game. They lost 24-0. He needed to play his best. He's doing everything he can to kind of right the ship here with the Colts, despite the injury to Taylor and Hines. They only had 45 yards rushing. He targeted Michael Pittman 16 times. Alec Pierce is really getting involved into this offense. Paris Campbell kind of just showed up finally. Dion Jackson, the running back.
Cooler.
Yeah, no. Second-year pro out of Duke. I mean, he's kind of filled that void, and he's done a really good job. He had 10 receptions. So Matt Ryan, I mean, the way he played in this game, he just, put it, I mean, let's call it what it is. He put his balls on the table and did everything he could. And that last drive, he fires one down the field to Alec Pierce, who makes the veteran release, veteran release package, getting vertically up the field. beating the press corner that's on him, who ends up actually kind of tripping over his own feet, but he makes the catch. And yeah, I mean, Matt Ryan, 389 yards. Yeah, you think the guy's done and dead, and he throws for almost 400.
Yeah, it was a really good performance from him. Real quick, just a note on Dion Jackson. I'm running with Jackson. I think it sounds cool. He's a physical runner. Like, he punishes guys into the second and third level. Like, he finishes runs. And I don't know if that's just who he is, or he's just trying to he's trying to squeeze everything out of this opportunity and put some good tape together. So when Taylor and Hines comes back, like, if he gets dropped back down, like, he has an opportunity to pick up a job somewhere else. Like, he's seizing an opportunity. But yeah, you nailed it with Ryan, 42 of 58 for the 389 yards and 3 touchdowns. Like, I don't even think he threw that much when he was in Atlanta and like prime Matt Ryan. Like, and this is a team, exactly like you said, like, this team is a Jonathan Taylor team. He's out. Okay, cool. People like Naheem Hines. Okay, cool. He's out. The offensive line hasn't played where they've needed it to play. And he just comes out and commands this team and gets them the win, especially with how he did it. You mentioned that throw to Alec Pierce, which was beautiful. That comes at the end of a drive after a Jaguars drive. So the Jags have an 18-play, 84-yard drive that took 10 minutes and 3 seconds, and it ends with a touchdown, and it puts the Jags up 27-26. Jags missed the 2-point conversion. After that drive, Matt Ryan leads an 11-play, 66-yard drive in 2 minutes and 27 seconds to put the Colts up 32-27. And that touchdown to Alec Pierce drops it in the bucket with 17 seconds left on 3rd and 13 from the Jags 32 as he gets hit low and gets hit right in his legs. He can't step into the throw. It's just all arm, and he gets hit and kind of barrels over, drops it right into the bucket for Pierce. That was a huge play. Like, it's not a gimme at 49 yards for that field goal, especially with the luck that they've had with kickers.
Yeah.
He goes for it. He makes a great throw. Pierce does his job as well. Like, that was a game where you had the opportunity, if you're Matt Ryan, to be like, okay, this is what I was brought in for, to not just be like a game manager and kind of get wins. And I don't think he's that guy anymore. That was like the MVP Matt Ryan with the Falcons. Again, nor should we expect him to be that. But I thought it was really good for him to kind of put one back on his shoulders and be like, you know what? It's cool. I can take us to a victory in this one. And he did. Like, he balled out. They needed him to. They still don't have Shaquille Leonard on the defensive side of the ball. So they're missing their 2 best players on this football team with Leonard and Taylor. And Matt Ryan shows out, puts his nuts on the table, like Russ said, and gets this Colts team a win. Well done for Matt Ryan. Now we move on to Rookie of the Day. Kendall, what do you got for your Rookie of the Day?
I got to go with Breece Hall again.
I was going to say, are we all just going with Breece Hall?
No, I know no. Russ is not going with Breece Hall. Come on, you know who Russ is going with.
Tom Brady.
Yeah, you got it. Nailed it. Rookie of the year.
No,
I got to go with Breece Hall, though. Back-to-back weeks for me picking Breece Hall as the Rookie of the Day. Went for 116 rushing yards on 20 carries with that touchdown on that neat little trick play that you described to me earlier, Wild. Anthony. You guys are going to have to check out the Jets vs. Packers segment, though, to see that. Nice. Yeah,
nice
shameless plug, of course.
Nice plug.
But I got to say, the Jets are really getting the most out of Hall's high upside traits like the speed, burst, elusiveness, open field vision. They're really getting the most out of those high upside qualities that he presents. They utilized him on crack tosses to allow him to, test the edge of defenses, use that speed, turn the corner and get upfield. You saw him play above the scheme. You can only give him so many yards manufactured in the run game. Let's see how many more he can add on and tack on to that. And he did that regularly. It's also just very creative. I mean, they lined him up at tight end on that one play too. Like, it's just the way they're using him and Michael Carter. They're getting them in spaces to be playmakers, just make plays. But obviously you get to see him in that open field. And really, that was one of those traits to me when I was scouting him. I thought that was his best trait. Once you can kind of see him in the second level of a defense, the field just opens up for him. He sees it. He knows which hole to hit. He knows how to set up guys so he can cut this way and just find more green grass to run to. So I think Breece Hall is really setting up a great campaign for Rookie of the Year, but obviously he's got a long way to go.
I'll piggyback on here. I'll save the last spot for Rookie of the Day for Russ. I also had Breece Hall. And it was Kendall, you mentioned the part that I mentioned when we did the Jets Packers breakdown here on Cover One Football Weekly, which again, you should go and check out that segment. here on the Cover One channel. It was him playing above the scheme. You just saw him creating alleys, creating avenues for him to go. He was setting up his blocks at the first level, at the second level. You saw the breakaway speed and the talent and the physicality and the versatility and the improvisation. Yeah, on that touchdown run, when he just reads what's happening and just like, screw it, I'm going to go do this instead, and just runs through the whole Packer defense. You're seeing him win in the first level, win at the second level, win out in space. He at times, when it was the Jets offense versus the Packers defense, he looked like the best player on the field. He looked like a difference maker. I love your point about what the Jets are doing to get the ball into his hands and get him into space and set him up for success. And he's having to do a significant amount of this on his own to a degree because of how banged up the Jets offensive line has been. They get some more consistent play with Dwayne Brown coming back in and what they've had with AVT, Elijah Vera Tucker, but this has been a patchwork group for a decent amount of the year. And a lot of times what he's getting, he's setting it up. He knows how to pace runs on zone runs. He knows how to attack downhill on gap runs. Again, he's got agility. He's elusive. He can make you miss in the hole or in space. He's got some power and speed. He's got the size. Really strong performance again for Breece Hall on a day where the Jets had a big win in Green Bay against the Packers, and they didn't get too much from Zach Wilson and the passing game in this game with how this Packers defense is built. To beat the Packers, you got to run the ball on them, and that went through Breece Hall in this game, and he showed up big, and that's why he was my rookie of the day. But Russ, now the floor is yours for your rookie of the day. There's the smirk. He's excited.
Yeah, it's not K9. I wanted to, but he did have a good day, and I'm not picking him because I dropped him in fantasy a week ago.
You did. How much did that hurt your heart? I can't believe you dropped him.
Well, the bum had a bad shoulder against the Lions. Didn't do anything against my team, and I was like, well, I need somebody. I think I needed another receiver or something. That bye weeks were coming, so I was like, oh no, Brian Robinson was coming back, and I was like, I know he's going to be the guy. So I was like, screw it, drop him. Idiot.
Dropped your boy.
Boy.
Anyways, it's all good. Whatever.
It's fine. I don't care. Whatever.
It's fine. I just hate life.
Yeah, right. Bailey Zappi is going to be my rookie of rookie of the day. I mean, I know that's going to kind of irk Bills fans, but 24-34, 309 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. He's won both of his starts right now. He's playing very well. I know one start was against the Lions and one was against the Browns, but is he gonna have like that Cooper Rush treatment where he kind of comes back down to earth after 3 or 4 games? Maybe, but he's got this team at a 3-3 record right now, and he's making it work with guys like Hunter Henry, Devontae Parker. These are receivers that Mac Jones, for whatever reason, just does not have rapport with and does not find them. And Bailey Zappi hit a lot of different throws, 3rd and goal in the 3rd quarter in this game. They're kind of in like a doubles bunch formation at the 2-yard line. So they got, 2 receivers to the left and 2 receivers to the right. And they're kind of bunched up there. Well, essentially, the receivers on the right side go to the top of the end zone, kind of like run like a pick play. And then you've got like double crossers over the middle of the field. He's got like kind of like this subtle read to his right, like where it looks like he's about to pull the trigger. It forces a defensive lineman to stop his rush, put his hands up in the air, and he just stops, works back to the middle of the field and finds an open guy on the crosser. And then like later in the game, he runs a play action on a dig route, perfect pocket movement. Like he's really looked like the part, like it's just one of those guys with Bill Belichick. And like, don't get me wrong, kind of bummed right now. Like, I reached out to his agent during like the Senior Bowl and all this stuff. Me and him were talking back and forth, and he would not hop on the Cover One NFL Draft Show without approval from his agent. But super friendly guy and all that stuff. But I was just like, man, like rooting for the guy now. But
no, kick rocks, Bailey Zappi. You couldn't come on the show. You and your agent kick rocks.
But yeah, exactly. And no, like he's looked the part, man, and he's looking good early on here in his career. Again, we'll see kind of what happens as the schedule gets a little bit more difficult. He's not playing against, the Browns and the Lions. Of course, he's got the Bears next, the Jets, the Colts, and the Jets. So we'll see. We talked highly of the Jets. We'll see if they'll keep him in check. I think he'll do well against the Bears. But I think that kind of reality check might be against the Jets. So we'll see.
Ooh, reality check coming against the Jets. I never thought I would say that for a team playing the Jets this year, let alone it being Bailey Zappi. Like, we're talking about somebody reality checking Bailey Zappi. Like, it's just, man, football can be wild at times. Good rookie of the day segment. Now we move on to our final segment, drive of the day. I'll start because I haven't started one yet. I don't think either of you are going to have this one. My drive of the day is the final drive for the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Not sexy, didn't end in points, but it starts with the Steelers up 20-18. Mitchell Trubisky is in the game because Kenny Pickett goes down. The Steelers go on a 10-play, 46-yard, 4-minute, and 38-second drive to soak up every ounce of the clock and beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home. Huge underdogs from a on-paper perspective. Everybody and their mother seemed to be out for the defense. Then Pickett goes down. They were struggling at times in this game, and it just seemed like one of those games where, okay, the Bucs are going to hang around. Brady will make a play at the end. They were unsuccessful in the red zone and a couple fourth downs, but Brady will put it together. Oh, Trubisky's in. Okay, done. Bucs will get the stop, get the ball back to Brady. So not only do they go into that 4-minute offense and bleed the entire clock and win this game, Trubisky converts a 3rd and 15 from the Steelers' 20 with a dart to Chase Claypool in the middle of the field. After they have it 2nd and 2, they have a botched snap, and the ball gets through Trubisky and rolls all the way back to the Steelers' 20 where they fall on it. So again, it's 3rd and 15, and the Bucs are coming for him. He executes. Then the next 3rd down, it's 3rd and 11 from the Steeler 36. He evades the pocket. Maybe he didn't necessarily have to, but he does. Leaves the pocket, rolls to his left. Really beautiful ball placement to Chase Claypool. Claypool's running up the sideline, has his man inside. Trubisky throws it more towards the middle of the actual out of bounds, and Claypool stops, reaches back, snags it, puts it in a spot where Claypool's getting it or no one is getting it. And he does it again while on the run to his left, rolling to the sideline. 2 big throws from Trubisky in a game that, I don't know what the Steelers are going to be this year. They just got housed by the Bills, but in a game that I don't think really anyone gave them a chance, they come in and not only beat the Buccaneers, they do it with their backup quarterback who was the starter earlier but got benched for poor performance and not really taking chances or pushing the ball. He comes in, ices this game, keeps Tom Brady from coming back on the field, and gets the Steelers this 20-18 win. That is why that was my drive of the day. Kendall, what do you got?
We kind of alluded to it a little bit, but the Colts game-winning drive versus the Jags to split the head-to-head matchup. I had to go with it. I mean, the Colts have had a tough go of this season, but this is a massive one for the AFC South, really. I mean, splitting that matchup against the Jags could go a long way towards the end of the season. 11 plays in only 2 minutes and 27 seconds for 66 yards, ending in the Alec Pierce 32-yard touchdown. Like we talked about earlier, came off of a Jags drive that they just scored a touchdown and got the lead with 2 minutes and change on the clock. So this is a very clutch drive to do it quickly, succinctly, and efficiently to get those first downs, drive up the entire field, and get that touchdown. Combination of a lot of Michael Pittman fighting for first down yardage. Actually saw a little bit of Matt Ryan manipulating the pocket a little bit and buying a little bit of time, getting some first downs because of that. Something we haven't seen to this point in the season, and I personally wrote off from him. But he showed it on this drive, which was really, really nice to see for, my hopes of the Colts and the Colts in general. But I mean, that last play from Alec Pierce, I mean, it just goes to show everything you saw from Cincinnati translating to the NFL, the ability to release off the line of scrimmage, have the speed to not only do that, but stack the guy and not let him back into the catch point. As Russ mentioned, Shaquille Griffin did trip up a little bit, but I'd like to think even if he didn't, Pierce has the speed to keep that separation, and then goes up and high points the football for that 32-yard touchdown. And Ant, you alluded to it too. That ball was on the 32-yard line with iffy kicking from the Colts. I mean, they just got rid of Blankenship, brought in Chase McLaughlin, who played well last week, don't get me wrong. But, I mean, from the 32-yard line, that's a fringe kick for anyone you're bringing up off the streets, no matter how well he played the week before. So to get that touchdown really solidified the outcome of this game. Absolutely massive for the Colts, and could really be a domino towards the end of the season.
Yeah, they're all of a sudden sitting here at 3-2-1, and the Jags have kind of faltered, and they're sitting there at 2-4. Now this division looks like it's coming down to the Titans and the Colts, and the Colts should be the better team, although they seem to not be able to get past the Titans when they play head-to-head. So, yeah, potentially could be a really big momentum
see this week,
game.
though. They
We
play
will
each other
see this week. They do, and we'll see, does Taylor come back? Does Shaq Leonard come back? Do they start to get their studs and their horses? No pun intended, because they're Colts, and a Colt is a horse. But I digress. Russ, your drive of the day. What do you got?
Yeah, drive of the day for me, kind of going to go a little bit off the norm of what we do, talking about the Atlanta Falcons against the San Francisco 49ers. They win this game 28-14, not in any pretty way by any means, but the drive that was just kind of like maybe it's because I've been coaching Little League and we run the football a ton and we run this wing tee and it's awesome. But the first drive of the second half, they go 9 plays, almost 70 yards, eat up 6 minutes on the clock. And 7 of the 9 plays were all run plays. Marcus Mariota's getting involved, Caleb Huntley, Tyler Algier. And they end it with a Kyle Pitts pass from Marcus Mariota for the touchdown. And it put them up 28-14. They were up double digits. And the Atlanta Falcons are kind of a sneaky 3-3 football team right now.
Yes,
Marcus Mariota was very efficient in this game, 13 of 14. Only 130 yards passing, but had 2 touchdowns. They had over 165 yards on the ground. They're just getting everybody involved, whether it's, Drake London, Kyle Pitts. They don't have to throw the football a ton, but for bettors out there, for the people that like to bet like me, like a degenerate, the Atlanta Falcons are 6-0 against the spread. The New York Giants are 5-1 against the spread. So, to kind of give everybody an example of what I'm thinking as we end this show tonight, the New York Giants are +3 on the road against the Jaguars. The Falcons are +6 on the road against the Bengals. You could go ahead and add the Chiefs in there, -3 at the 49ers, and tease it. So give them a 6-point teaser, gives you odds of +160. And I'm just going to go ahead and say it. $500 pays $1,300. Just saying. So
Bet
it's
your
gonna
mortgage.
hit. It's gonna hit, and it's gonna be a good day.
There's literally nothing but a guarantee here. It has
I said
to hit.
I said that this weekend. I was like, "Oh, the Packers! I got all this. Everything I had was on there. It was good. Packers -7. I teased it, so they go down to -1 because it was a 6-point teaser. And I'm like, okay, we're gonna be good. They did not. So never again will I bet the Packers. We're riding the Giants and the Falcons on the spread train all year long.
And then next week when they both falter and you're I'm never betting Giants Falcons.
And when they lose, it's my fault because I'm talking about it.
I was going to say, you're jinxing them. You are the kiss of death, but good drive. Yeah, for the Falcons are a sneaky fun team.
Yeah,
I tweeted it earlier. They're just winning in ways that you're not supposed to in today's NFL. You shouldn't just be like, oh, we're a super run first team and our quarterback is really run first. And then we just run some zone read and RPO, but a lot of it is just regular runs with a variety of running backs. We're only going to throw the ball maybe 15 times and see what happens. They're a good team, to watch from a fun perspective. They're unique. Arthur Smith has them clicking. I hope AJ Terrell is okay. He got nicked up in this game a bit, but came back. But yeah, we talked about them on the show a couple of weeks ago. Kendall and I, Russ, when you were out, we talked about, when do you turn over the reins to Desmond Ridder? And it was as long as they're competitive, they're going to keep rolling with Mariota. And they're a team that even when they lose, they're a tough out for anybody because of the style of football they play. And you got a bunch of dudes who fly around playing good football on both sides of the ball and just kind of make things interesting. And that kind of a unique unicorn style of an offense in today's NFL.
And they should be 4-2. I mean, they gave up a 16-point lead to the Saints in week 1 with with 10 minutes to go. And the way
they could be first in the division. They could be first in this division right now with Tampa Bay faltering. They even played Tampa Bay hard. You had that horrible Grady Jarrett penalty on Brady.
Right. And they play Tampa at the end of the year. They could legit, when you look at the schedule, they might be able to win another 5 to 7 games. It sounds crazy. I don't think they're going to beat the Bengals this week, but they play the Panthers twice, the Bears, Commanders. Chalk that up as 4 wins if we want. The Steelers. Do they beat the Saints? Maybe. The Cardinals at the end of the year. Cliff's getting fired. That's going to happen. So,
definitely bet that and tease that as well.
Cliff's going to win Coach of the Year now.
No, he's not, dude. I
That's
said
it.
that. I said that last week. I was like, he's a loser. He's done. And look at him. He's falling apart. Trade for
Hey,
Robbie
don't forget.
Anderson.
Don't forget.
Hopkins
Yeah,
coming back. DeAndre's coming back.
don't forget though. Russ
Oh,
is 1-for-1 on calling coaching fires.
Oh, he did call Matt Rule. That is true.
Literally the
It's
day
happening,
after.
dude. I'm telling
That is
you,
true.
it's
All
gonna
right, bro.
happen.
Don't yell at me. Don't curse me like you did
Settle
Matt Rule. You cursed Matt Rule and cost him his job the day before he got fired. Oof. Well, no,
It's
2
fine.
days
He'll be
before.
sitting on the couch getting the Bobby Vanilla deal.
Oh man, Bobby Bonilla.
Nah,
Bobby Bonilla. Man, where are we right
English.
now? Hey, English is not my strong. Well,
Dude, the Falcons to make the playoffs is only plus 250.
bet
What are they
$2,000
doing?
on it. $2,000 on it. Throw it down right now.
Okay.
Do it or you're a coward. Look at him. Look at his eyes. Look at the.
he's thinking about it.
It pays 7.
If you bet $2,000, it pays out 7.
Yeah. Do we
He's
feel confident
thinking.
enough?
No.
I don't feel confident. I wish it was higher. I thought it would be like $10,000. It's only a $5,000 profit.
I'm clicking the bet.
Don't bet it. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
He's not gonna do it.
I'm like Shawn Michaels on the laptop.
Oh, like, yeah. That's fantastic. Good reference. Good reference. Well done.
I'm not making that bet. I don't trust Arthur Smith.
That's man. I trust Marcus Mariota with my heart and soul. Just kidding. I don't. This has been a good segment.
Good show, boys.
Good show, boys. And again, segment style of this episode. This has been Player of the Day, Rookie of the Day, and Drive of the Day for Week 6 here in the NFL. We will see what happens going forward for the Cover One Football Weekly show as we move forward in the coming weeks. But thank you for tuning in to this segment of this show. Again, if you liked it, please rate and review and subscribe. Please drop a like here on YouTube. Tell your family and friends and loved ones and all that kind of stuff. But mainly likes. They're the lifeblood of these live streams, as are rates and reviews and subscriptions. So please and thank you in advance. For myself, Anthony Prohaska, for Kendall Mursky, and for Russell Brown, this has been another episode of Cover One Football Weekly, and we will see you next week.